Hi everyone, here's what's going on in my course this week. So I created my assignments in week 4 and week 5. They're really companion assignments. They're very similar to one another. In week 4, the student is asked to access a primary historical document. There's a live link here so they can go to a university collection of documents and pick out one that is of interest to them, and then follow the instructions here about writing a little something. They can submit the assignment. The student here has already done that. What's interesting with this feature is, there's plenty of options. When the student goes to submit, they can submit either by attaching a document or by creating the document in a text box. And of course, the rubric. Here I used the rubric that was associated with the LMS. So there was the option to create one there. And I'll show you how that looks in the process here. Maybe I will. Let me get into me as the user. So one of the things I've done on my course is I've created a couple of mock students using some different email addresses that I have access to, which has worked out pretty well. And for the most part, I can, pull up both and navigate back and forth. But there's something here in the system that it looks to see, I guess, how I'm logged into Google or something. So if I haven't completely logged out in one email account, it will default to that. So sometimes I have to re-log in. But if I'm going to take a look at that rubric, and here I'll go into week 5, and this is the assignment that is the companion to the other. But here the student is asked to do a web search on their own for a secondary source that will talk about the primary source they looked up the prior week. So if they looked at a journal entry or a diary or a news account from a given period in history, they might pick something that was written later by somebody who made a commentary on that or retold the story. Here again, a very similar rubric using that tool, and I'll come in here to the edit feature, and you can see, so there is the option here to pick these various types. It has a drop down, so there's some standard, then you can pick ones that you've used, and if you wanted to edit it, you just come in here and you can choose the criteria and the grading scale that works for you. You can add learning objectives, so you can add your custom objectives. This LMS is designed to work with other systems, so you could actually link up and add objectives that are based on state standards or other Common Core. So there are other things here you can do. So for my purposes, that's not necessarily very important, but for others it might be. So that's how that works. I also wanted to show you how the grading looks in this system. So for this assignment, I already submitted an assignment for the mock student, and we can go in here. This was week 4, individual assignment. It tells us the details about that, And then when we come down here, there's the different things that we can do. We can do a comment, we can actually look at the submission, and we can look at the rubric and the grading process. So here we get to add it in. I just made this up. It's not necessarily compatible with the assignment that was submitted. But I wanted to have something here for demonstration purposes. You can add in the points. There's an option to make comments. So it's all pretty well contained, which is nice. Which is nice for my purposes. You know, what I found about this LMS is there's numerous ways to navigate. So if I'm here, and I've just done Birdie's assignment, but now I want to do JD's, I can take a look at JD's grade. So there's different ways to come through this. So it's kind of nice that you have some options about how you can move around.